Hi all, we're starting off with air signs, and what an exciting time to be alive, right? Oh my gosh, what an exciting read. I already feel excitement. Okay, so I feel we're all in this quarantine, getting back to ourselves and discovering things maybe we didn't want to know in the past. Reevaluating and remembering who we are, especially for you air signs. I feel like you spend a lot of time trying to fix others, trying to find out where others are at, and forgetting about how important and significant you and your ideals are. So now that things have really hit home, and what you've thought all along is actually really, really true, you're like, holy shit, what was I waiting for, right? So I have a couple things that off topic I want to just introduce to you guys. And personally, I as an air sign, have been studying the law and how fictitious and silly it can really seem to be. Sometimes it only seems to be set there just to keep us in place, just to keep us running in circles for no good reason. Like in my observations, it's like if somebody doesn't have, a taillight out, that could be something that could relate to danger in the future, you know what I mean? So instead of pulling someone over, giving them such a terrible time, waiting 20 minutes, the tickets nowadays are like this big, right? Okay, it's kind of like the extreme measures that we're taking right now. This big, everything is just so huge and humongous, even though everything's at our fingertips, so it doesn't really have to be that serious. Do you know what I mean? But that's where they're at. So since that's the case, I would love if you guys would just look into a man named Mark Stevens. He's actually from Selden. So a lot of you will be able to see and relate to him just because he's from New York. You know, a lot of my people who watch, I think you're close to Selden for the most part. Maybe we're expanding more than I think, but for the most part, we're like, oh yeah, Selden, right? 2 towns over, or exactly where I am, whatever. Anyway, so he's really cool. I just got the book in the mail, Adventures in Legal Land by Mark Stevens. He's great. So what I was talking about with tickets is this is like it's just like everything is the same thing anyway. But when you have to, as a policy enforcer, right? When you don't want to hurt people, you want to be for the people, which actually Black's Law's Dictionary, you should look up the word people. It's interesting how tied into a corporation it actually is. Even humans, when you look, really don't just read the first words, read the whole definition. Go to a couple dictionaries, old dictionaries, human and person. Okay, because we're finding out the truth. We know the truth. We're getting through there. Through that. And we're like, so this is the time for that. But so let's say you're a policy officer and you pull somebody over because they have a taillight. Okay, so assuming that their taillight's been out for a week and they can't afford to pay for it, instead of giving them a ticket to pay you $50 and or more dollars, why doesn't the ticket that money go towards paying for that light to be replaced? Okay, yeah, $50, that's how much I have to replace my light. So why would I pay you when most people can't even afford to change their taillight? And that's why it's taking a little bit longer. So there should be a place set up where your money goes to, that you pay for the tickets to fix the problems. No? Okay, that's just a thought. Anyway, but that's what you guys are getting to be clear. You're like, oh, I know how to fix this problem. Or, oh, I already knew before this happened that this was gonna happen. So instead of being destructive and argumentative and trying to force people to do things, you're just going to come up in your strongest self, right? And do it the best to your ability. And then just be an example. And you were doing that before, but you were so quiet about it because people weren't ready. But now it doesn't matter who's ready. You're ready. And a lot more people are ready because what's going on is crazy and it's driving people to look in different directions because, it's is this for real? They're just coming on TV and telling us to put Lysol in our veins. Are these people even intelligent? The people that we apply to be in control or the bosses of the people? Because the word people is just so funny to me. What do we even call them? Because a people is just, a person is just a corporation. It's just what's on paper in all capital letters of fiction. So like I am not a people. I am a sun soul being of the Most High God, the universal creator, who I've never met in this physical form, but in my heart, I feel that there's something stronger and more alive in love than this actual reality, this three-dimensional creation stimulation that we're in. So you guys have found a lot of balance. We have the Two of Wands coming through the truth gates. Like, yeah, I have these pillars and I know the balance and I know what's right and wrong. And look at these boobies shake on TV. Okay, so all right. And so, right? Like you have that balance. And so you can be funny and serious, right? So the balance. Like feminine and masculine. It's just such a beautiful divine dance. And it's almost like, okay, everything is flowing over. We're in such a gentle peace within ourselves right now, within nature right now. And it seems like the darkness that you knew was there isn't exactly winning. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, they're there and they're trying, but it's not going as well as they planned because wow, we've been telling people, all the people, the light beings who knew, the first and second wavers, because the third wave is coming up pretty soon, who knew what was happening prior. It's like we already knew, so we told everybody. So now all they have to do is turn the key. They got it. They got the lock. They got the key. They just got to turn it. Open the door. Okay, good. So, but here comes. I'm seeing the Eight of Cups, but the Eight of Cups I see as a heavy brain. Like you can't get past that thought. Like, but it was supposed to be this way, and it was supposed to be, and they weren't supposed to trick me, and it was supposed to be right, and it was supposed to be, and so. But this is what it is. So now, I think that the majority is that Eight of Cups. They're all just like, and they have to get, and they're not quite letting the full energy in right now. I think that it wants to turn over, and in the future, just give them a minute. Like okay, as a first waiver, and maybe even a second waiver, whatever. Like you know how long it took for that pain to pass. Like, oh my God, you find out that the world could potentially end and that there's evil people who rule it. Like, what? I just want everyone to be nice and loving personally. Like, I couldn't even imagine people being so mean, you know, like things like racism and sexism and like all these things that still exist, like people wanting to control the mass media and people who potentially could want to microchip you or like make your food so fake that you're ill or like put something in your brain. I mean, like these things are actually real and possible. And like with the technology that we have, it's crazy. So when you first find that out, it's painful and it's hard to move. It's like you're a lump on a log, you know, because then you have to, all your ideals are being challenged. But I think once this is over and things start to move, you'll see more second and third wavers starting to wake up, because the third wavers will start and the second wavers will be here type of thing. So good. And saying things, it was hard, but it's not so hard anymore. That's what I get when I pulled the 10 of Swords out with this deck. It's like this. So I follow what my feelings are, and the card came off of the top of the deck like this, but I intuitively flipped it. So it's like it's easier for you to say things that might hurt other people, because truth is not subject to your emotions. You know what I mean? Like, yes, it hurts. It hurts everyone's feelings. And just because one person is saying it doesn't mean it doesn't hurt their feelings. It just means that they are brave enough to confront that it might actually hurt to know the truth, and then want to get to the next step of that, which is healing. This is strength. This is justice and balance from coming from that truth. Okay, this is that Emperor energy of knowing and moving through the knowing and being able to help others know. Besides that, any questions, any person that wants to deal with this what's going on a personal level, please reach out, message me, email me, thehonestgypsycloset.com, GYPSEY, we're spelling it like that right now. And it's not thehonestgypsycloset.com yet. I'm sorry, I haven't changed the domain name just yet. It's still thehonestgypsy.com, but it is mainly about the closet, and it's about you guys. You guys are the gypsies. I'm just the mischief mama in the mix, you know what I mean? But we're all in this together, just a world-class family of travelers and universal travelers and creative travelers in the travelverse, right? Okay, so beyond that. So yeah, that Emperor energy is gonna pull you and others through, and it is going to emerge, and there is going to be that gentle coming of self, coming in together with others, getting to the next level, knowing that we're going to get to that next level, and no matter what happens, through our internal peace. So right now you might be psychically a little bit blocked, but it's because you've already made all those psychic discoveries. So psychic world is like, no. Okay, you know what it is in the future, and you know what it was in the past. You can see that realm, but right now, we need you to focus on what's in front of you three-dimensionally, because that's where everybody is. You know what I mean? Like most people are air signs. Air signs very connected to rooting down in the earth right now, though. You know, we're getting to the 3D earth signs. Grounding for yourself. So even though you as an air sign, because we have access to those tunnels and to the Akashic records so simply, because it just blows through us, naturally, you're being asked to come to earth right now, ground down a little bit, just for those around you. You have to teach them how to defeat those internal demons, those conflicts, the literal demons that are on this earth with us. So we as a whole have to get to that next level, and we're not going to do it without you air signs leading the way. And it's just because you guys are the messengers. You guys, spirit whispers to you. Speaking of air signs, I have always been told and read that air specifically is able to move the chemtrails. And I had this dream last night. We were all sitting by the water's edge, all of us sitting by the water's edge, and there was this plane coming out and blowing out all these chemtrails, these chemicals, and we wouldn't let it onto shore. So all of my islanders, Long Islanders, or whoever, wherever you are, spiritual community groupers, groupies, right? We're like, oh, we love spirit. Okay, so if you just imagine pushing all of those chemicals away from wherever you are, put them into the middle of the ocean. I don't care. Put them out into like the middle of the ocean and let the Bermuda Triangle suck them in. How about that? How about we give it to the Bermuda Triangle to filter? So don't let it come onto your land. Don't let it come near your property. Even if it's just in your mind that you're envisioning pushing it away into the Bermuda Triangle, let the energies there take care of it. I think that makes the most sense. So namaste, I see your souls here. We've got this super strong powers, energies for healing the whole entire world together, right? So we're in this together. And then comes up fairy guide mother. Hi, I'm your fairy guide mother, right? I'm here for you, right? No, just kidding. But I love to say that this is me in this moment. Okay, it makes me like, yay! So remembering fairy guide, that's like an air creature, right? So right, no one is so lost that that spirit can't find you. So when you are, so this is just for me, this fairy guide mother message is just for me to tell you, because it is for you, but for me to tell you, when you're thinking about the fairy energy type creature, when you're thinking about moving, think about the sylphs in the sky. They're supposed to be able to help clean and clear the air. So think about them. Think about whatever nymphs come to your mind, water nymphs that might help us, that know how to get to the Bermuda Triangle and might help move the waters and the air and the atmosphere. Just move it. So yeah. And if you are feeling lost, if you are feeling confused, your fairy guide mothers are with you, and you're not alone. And I think that, okay, going back to me being the fairy guide mother, pushing that energy in for you. So feel that. If you have to rewind a couple times and feel that push that I was putting into the screen, that's going to give you a little bit of energy, okay? That's going to give you a little bit of momentum. That's going to give you a little bit of a dream power, psychic dream power. So connect to that. Let it come into you. Feel it. And then push it out into the sky next time you feel threatened by any kind of chemical warfare, okay? So Air signs, I think your love life is going very well. Everything's very peaceful and balanced right now, even if it's temporary. You get the star twice. So funny, because I didn't even touch that deck and I thought it was this deck and then I just flipped over. So you get the star twice. So from not being given those messages and being told to ground, no, you still, even though you're grounding all that spiritual information, all that spiritual thought. So it's not like you're completely closed off or you have no idea. It's just that right now, air signs, we're not allowed in La La Land. We have to be on the earth, because we are, in a lot of ways, the fairy guide mothers of the earth, so we got the wings, we got the air energy. So I think that's where we're at. I'm really happy and proud for you guys. I think you guys are really strong, doing really well. If you'd like to see the reading a little bit, I can show you what the cards look like. I don't know if you can see that. So this is you, that strength. And then this is the balance that you've created internally and in your relationships currently. And this is the truth you're speaking in the darkness, fading out, the main public finding out, you standing strong, the justice and balance, because this, what they're going through, that heaviness. And then this king energy, that your emperor energy, actually even more strong than the king, because the emperor is also spiritual and astrologer. Okay. So, and look at that ram, Aries. Okay, so, and this full energy that we're waiting to tilt. I mean, I know that this full energy is going to turn around. It's just going to take a little time, okay? It's going to take a little time. And the groundingness and just showing the earth. See, these are all our wands. Showing the earth that we know how to be strong, balance our intentions and our emotions, and bring the truth here, okay? So that spirit has our truth. And our little fairy guide mothers right here with us, okay? So, namaste, everybody. Take the best care. You are loved.